Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at this ethanol transfer pump from TeraPump. This is going to work with ethanol, methanol, DEF, and a variety of other liquids to give you a good way to hook up to a 15, 30, or 55 gallon drum and transfer those liquids either to other containers or your other equipment. Let's check it out. As far as this transfer pump goes, there's a couple different versions of it. We're using the battery operated one with the battery right here in the back and with the flow meter in line with the output hose. You can get this with or without the flow meter. They're all going to function the exact same way. This just gives us a read on how fast everything's flowing through it. And then you can also get it battery powered like we have, or one where it just plugs into the wall. I like the battery powered one personally just because you can move around with it a lot more freely and you're not necessarily tethered to an outlet. But depending on your setup, you might prefer that. Let's check it out. As far as how it works, you can just flip it on to start the pump. Now, because you've got the handle at the very end to control the flow, you don't have to worry about everything just spewing out. But you can see we had a little bit of residual left in the hose from when we were testing this out. But we can control the flow with the handle. I've got it fully closed down right now, so it's full flow. And I can ease up on that handle to reduce the flow of the water we have inside. We can check the charge level of the battery by pressing the button and checking the LED indicator to get an estimate of about how full it is. The battery can be removed and recharged with the provided cord, and then it can pump up to 238 gallons on a full charge, and it takes 3 hours to fully charge it up. If you've got other versions of this pump from TeraPumps, this one is designed for ethanol, methanol, and a variety of other liquids, but they do have ones that are better for gas and diesel and DEF. So with that, if you've got a couple different versions, you can use the batteries interchangeably. And speaking of those liquids, it is important to use this only for what it's rated for. All the internal seals are designed to be used with those specific liquids in mind, so using anything else that this isn't rated for can result in increased corrosion and damage to the pump over time. I'll show kind of disassembling this because the output hose is removable, and then we can also show how it installs onto the drum. So as I'm unthreading this, just be cautious because there is a little bit of residual liquid left in there. So I'm just going to carefully dump it out. This one has a lot more liquid left in it than some of the other ones we've worked with. Luckily, we have just water in here, but depending on what you're using this for, I'd be very cautious when you are disconnecting this. For the pump, it's going to work with a variety of different drums and fittings. So I'll get it unthreaded right now. It comes with an adapter, which we are using right now, to thread onto the more coarse threads of this drum, but it also has just built in the threads to work with the finer threads also on our drum. So depending on what you have, you can use either one of those. Whenever you're pulling this out, something to take note of is that there is a stainless steel mesh filter at the very bottom of the intake, and then this whole portion is telescoping. So I can loosen it up right here, extend it out to size it for those different size drums and let it reach the very bottom. And overall, I think the pump is pretty well constructed. It's really just coming down to making sure you get the right one for whatever drum you have. They make versions that will go on to just standard gas cans. They make some that will just be a little bit more universal. So depending on what you need, you can get that, and then just make sure you get the one that's approved for the liquids you intend on using it with. If you need that gas or diesel, then go with one of the other pumps that'll thread into this, or you can go with this that's more for that ethanol methanol side. Just make sure you get the right one for the job, but otherwise I think it's really well constructed. I like the top swivels around, and for me, the battery powered version is the way to go just because it gives you a lot more freedom of movement and there's less coming off of the actual pump here. Plus, depending on whether you've got the plug-in one or the battery-powered one, they're going to pump the exact same, so it really just comes down to that battery life. But that'll do it for our look at these ethanol pumps from TeraPump. Thanks for watching.